Welcome to the Vol Bros presented by the Ooltewah Club. My name is Evan. This is my brother Rustin, and we are two Vol Bros who are actually bros in real life. And as always, we are very thankful for the Ooltewah Club. We appreciate their partnership. Fantastic folks over there. We strongly recommend you check it out. Great place. Uh, Tennessee marches on. No pun intended with March. Get it? Tennessee marches on to the round of 32. They now await most likely UCLA, but you never know. But it's probably going to be UCLA. Rustin, what do you think about the Vols tonight?
They did what they should. They just handled business. They did a good job. I thought they got a lot of great minutes from multiple players. Thought Cade Phillips played very well. Jemai was typical Jemai, played extremely well. Um, can't say enough about Chaz. When Chaz gets hot, he's unstoppable. It's some of the mid-range stuff he was hitting was just incredible. Like he comes off screens, and if he's feeling it, you might as well just go ahead and put it on the board. He's not going to miss.
His last three was incredible.
Yeah. Even the one there late that he missed on the front rim when the shot clock was running down, he had to pull it from about 30 feet. Even that one, you're kind of watching it going, yeah, it might go in. Because he doesn't miss in those scenarios.
I loved how they got Felix involved in the second half there. I guess they realized, oh, wait, that dude can out jump every person on the other team. Maybe we should get him the ball. And man, they couldn't stop 3 dunks in 3 straight possessions, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was fun to watch. Go ahead. What were you going to say there?
Kudos to Wofford. They fought. You know, the rebounds were even. Wofford gives up a lot of size to Tennessee, and they scrapped on the boards. When you look at the overall numbers, the biggest difference was, we had 6 turnovers whole game. That's fantastic. But I thought they did a lot of things really, really well. Cade Phillips ended up with 6 points, 5 rebounds. Jordan Gainey kind of had an off night, but a lot of that was because of how well Chaz was shooting the ball. Jemai Meshack, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. That's a healthy evening for him.
Absolutely. Some of the comments coming through. Let's see. Kevin, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said, let's go Vols. Absolutely. Said, I hate to say that plus 15 didn't look as dominant as I wish they had, but Wofford Wofford wasn't outclassed. I was going to see more from Dubar, Jemai, Chaz, Zakai, and Felix. All look good to me. Darlin Stone didn't even get in the game in the second half. I don't think when he fouled the 3-point shooter, that was his last minute of the game. I don't think Rick was too happy about that.
Well, not only did he foul him, then he tried to say the kid kicked his leg out, and immediately on the replay, it was obvious, no, he didn't. So I think that ticked Rick off as much as the fact that he fouled him was that he tried to make excuses after it. Kudos to Wofford. They hit 11 threes. That's what kept them in the game. It's tough to get loose for 11 threes against Tennessee. That's an impressive night.
Hey, while I'm reading off these comments, will you do me a favor? Will you get on UT's website and look up who number 18 on the baseball team is?
Sure.
Appreciate it. So Oreo Puppy Dog, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said first round is over. Absolutely. Survive in advance, right? Like that's all you got to do. Just somebody, we don't know who it is yet, but somebody in this tournament is going to win 6 straight games. We don't know. There's only one team that's going to do it. But one of these teams is going to win 6 straight games. So all you got to do is just survive in advance, be that one team, and they're one step closer to it.
Are you trying to figure out who's in the bullpen?
Yes.
That's Austin Breedlove.
Okay. All right. I got our live stream on this monitor, and I got the baseball game on this monitor. So I'm keeping track on both. Liam Doyle not had the night that he hoped to. Started off fantastic. First inning was fantastic, but second inning was a little rough. So we'll get to that in a minute, though.
But it shouldn't have been. I mean, with one out, he got a routine ground ball. Should have been a double play inning over, and they scored 5 after Manny Marin booted it. So we should really actually be up 3-1 right now.
Yep, we're doing our very best to give them the game right now. Let's see. Mississippi Vols said, "Good evening, guys. Moving on. That's what it's about. Amen, brother. Survive in advance. Hope your week has been good so far. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We're always glad you're with us." Oreo Puppy Dog said, "When do we play again?" So technically, we won't know until like probably 12:30 or 1 a.m. Because they're going to wait for all the games to end, and then they'll say, "Okay, here's our schedule for Saturday." But all we do know for a fact is that Tennessee will be playing on Saturday. My guess, since it's probably going to be a 2-7 game, my guess is it's going to be mid-afternoon, but who knows?
It almost has to be because of the way that the brackets lay out. It's almost got to be like a 2:45 or 3:00 game.
Agreed. Because after what Creighton did to Louisville today, CBS is going to want to have, because they're in the same gym as Tennessee. So they're going to be one of those games that day. So they're going to want that game to be a primetime game, or if not primetime, the very first game of the day to get everybody's attention. So that game is going to be either 12 o'clock or 7 o'clock, one of the two. And so Tennessee's game will be the one that follows that. So it'll probably be either, if they play at 12, Tennessee will be at 2:30 or whatever like that. Another error.
Dalton Bargo, routine ground ball.
Yep. So if you're watching the baseball game right now, that one probably should have been fielded. So it's unfortunate. Baseballs keep giving free bases. You can't do that against number 12 team in the country. So to answer Oreo Puppy Dog's question, it's either going to be Saturday afternoon or late at night on Saturday. Probably Saturday mid-afternoon. Deborah, welcome. Great to have you. She said Vols moving on. Absolutely. Kevin said Cade didn't look as much better than his counterpart as he is with other teams. I think that shows in what Rustin just said about the rebounds being even. Jonathan, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said, "Hello, Rustin. Great win over Wofford. I didn't get to watch live, but I hope the Wofford player that had the granny shot for a 3-throw got to shoot at least one free throw."
I don't think he did.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
I hadn't even thought about that till he just said it. He never shot a free throw the whole night.
Wofford as a whole team didn't shoot many free throws. I mean, if they
and even when they did, they didn't shoot well. They were only 55% from the free throw line.
I mean, they shot less than 10 all night long. I know that.
Yeah, 5 of 9.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see. Eric, what's up, man? Great to have you. He said, "What's up, all bros? Good win for our Vols." Absolutely. Getting ready for our base Vols to beat Alabama. Yeah, they just got to stop giving away free bases. That's the problem right now. Let's see here.
I understand why Tony went with the lineup he went with tonight, but I really hope this changes because if nothing else, why is Andrew Fisher playing first while Dalton Bargo plays third? Why are they not flipped? Yeah. Why Manny Marin hasn't played second base all year, and you put him out there in your first major conference road series. And you've got one of the best defensive middle infielders in the country on the bench. You don't need many runs for Liam Doyle to win a game. I don't understand why you wouldn't put your best defensive unit out there. If we had Ariel Antigua or even Dean Curley at second, he gets out of that inning with a double play, and it's 3-1 us right now.
Well, he's got certainly less than 96 pitches at this point too.
Yeah,
because he ended the first inning with 15 pitches. By the end of the second inning, he was over 50.
Yeah.
So it would have been a much shorter pitch count at this point as well. It's a whole different ballgame at that point, both on the
Although he
score and the
is,
pitch
if
count.
he can get an out right here, he is going to get him 5 innings, and that's really this early in the season. That's about all you can really ask out of a starter.
Dalton Marco just about took out the third base umpire there. Let's see here. All right. Kevin said, I wish Coach Barnes would have let Dubar have a little bit more time. I get that he's trying to teach him a lesson, but it feels like Dubar needs more minutes to get loose or get his head on straight. He said if Dubar doesn't get started, he's not going to contribute much. Yep. Tony said, welcome, Tony. Good to have you. He said, no offense to anyone, but this is not Tony V's best team. 22 and 24 are better, I think. We do have a real good team. It's a deep team, I'll put it that way. Let's see. Deborah said, just FYI, Adu is carrying Arkansas right now with 20 points. Well, good for him. I'm glad. He said 2 minutes left, score 68-67 Arkansas.
It's actually 71-67 now.
Sanders, welcome, good to have you. She said, Dubar looks so lost. He gave up 2 baskets. Jonathan said, I didn't see McNeese State beating Clemson. That hurt my bracket. Also, I don't like Will Wade. The only good thing about him is he just got the NC State job, and we get to keep Justin Gainey on staff. So I did pick McNeese State to upset them. Kudos to Clemson for coming back, though. I mean, what incredible comeback. They were down 31-13 at halftime, which, side note, how in the world do you only score 13 points in a half? But then they scored 54 in the second half. I mean, just crazy, the comeback they had there. Oreo Puppy Doc said, what's happening to our baseball team? Errors is what's happening to our baseball team right now. Mississippi Vols said he agrees with you, Rustin. This lineup is rather confusing. And Tony said the same thing. Ariel Antigua should be on the field. Ricky said, I can't hear you guys, but breaking news, Rupp Arena is a dump. Were you there tonight, Ricky? Let us know, man.
Yeah, he's there. He's mad because he bought tickets on StubHub and he has an obstructed view that wasn't visible on StubHub. He's been posting pictures this evening of his bad seats that he paid for.
Well, I'll have to go check it out on the Facebooks and check it out there. Well, let's talk. So we got basketball. They played tonight. They won. Moving on. I'm guessing UCLA is probably about to tip off right now. If I had to guess, based on when our game ended.
They got probably 10 more minutes.
There you go. So that game right there, we will play the winner of that UCLA game. It's probably going to be UCLA. But we'll play them most likely Saturday afternoon. All we know for sure is that sometime on Saturday. We won't know game times officially until probably after midnight tonight. When all the games for today end, that's when they'll announce all the games for Saturday. The last game tonight probably won't be done until just after midnight Eastern time. And so with that being the case, we'll find out then. Probably going to be Saturday afternoon. Before that, the Lady Vols play tomorrow night against South Florida at 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. Hopefully they get a win. Rustin, what you got any thoughts about that game before it happens?
I just want to see them go out and play 40 solid minutes, play hard the whole time. Amen. I'm not even concerned about, defensive rotations as much. I think they can turn it into a track meet and just outscore South Florida. I want to see them be consistent and play with, oh my goodness, be consistent and play with just a reckless abandon and get after somebody for 40 minutes. They badly need that. Levi Clark's got to see a ball. He's in such a horrible slump right now. He just needs to get up there. He's thinking way too much. He needs to get up there and just start hacking at stuff and see what happens. He's so in his head right now. He's a
Woo!
walking strikeout.
Reese Chapman just killed a ball.
Yep.
Oh, what a catch. Holy moly.
Unfortunately, Reese hit it too hard. He hit it so hard it had a top spin, and that pushed it down. If he had hit it with a little more, barrel and less top spin, it would have just kept going out.
So for anybody not watching the baseball game right now, it's currently on ESPNU. Reese Chapman just hit a home run to right field that was robbed by the right fielder. Dude jumped and caught it easily a foot over the top of the wall. That kudos to that guy, man. Like, that's just a heck of a play.
Yep.
Tremendous play by that right fielder. I totally agree with you about the Lady Vols. I want to see exactly what you just said. I want to see them play 40 minutes of the type of basketball and the type of urgency that Coach Caldwell wants them to play with. That's what I want to see. I want to see 40 minutes of a solid game. Let's see here. Sam said, surprise. Welcome, Sam. Good to have you. He said, surprise, Will Wade's reputation is so easily forgotten by an ACC school. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't think it was forgotten. I think they're just desperate.
Man, that was a heck of a catch by that dude in right field.
Yep.
They're showing replays of it now. Oreo Puppy Dog said, should we beat UCLA? Yes, we should. That's a good matchup for Tennessee. All it is in the NCAA tournament is matchups. That's all that matters. And when you look at UCLA, Mick Cronin, that's their coach, right? I'm really good with names. So he is very much of the same mindset of Rick Barnes as far as defensive intensity. And so UCLA is, they try to be a very physical team. They're going to be going up against another very physical team in Tennessee. That's a good matchup for us. And so you gotta like that matchup. We should beat them, yes. Kevin said, is Arkansas about to win?
Yes, they're up by 3 with 12 seconds left. Don't overlook Utah State. Utah State is a bad matchup for UCLA. They could pull that upset.
Let's see here. Bobby, welcome, Bobby. Good to have you. He said, hey, bros, it was awesome watching that win in Rupp. Were you there, Bobby? Let us know, man, if you were there. Bobby's from Kentucky, or he lives there, so maybe he was at the game. Let us know, Bobby. Jonathan said, I can't wait to see the Lady Vols play. It seems like forever since they play. Yeah, 2 weeks. You're right. It's been over 2 weeks. 2 weeks and a day, I think. So it's been a while. Kevin said he's pulling for Drake tonight. Everybody loves to see some upsets, man. Everybody loves to see it. Sandra said, if we beat UCLA, who would we play next? All right, so most likely Kentucky.
Or Illinois.
I'll be shocked if it's not Kentucky. What'd you say, Rustin?
Kentucky or Illinois.
Yeah. Probably.
Okay, I'm surprised by this. They're letting Liam Doyle go back out for the 6th. He's at 100 pitches.
Yep.
He's still pumping
95.
Yeah, he's still pumping mid 90s, but it's cold and it's early in the season. 100 usually the cap.
Liam Doyle's kind of got a little bit of psycho in him a little bit.
He is.
I would love to know what his blood pressure is during a game while he's pitching, because he stresses me out just watching his facial expressions.
Mm-hmm. Well, anybody who bends their hat bill like that, that's, that screams insanity.
Bobby said they were there. That's awesome, man. That's so cool. I'm glad you got to be there, Bobby. Looked like a lot of orange in the stadium tonight, which is good to see. Unlike Tuscaloosa, I'm shocked at how few people are even there, like Tennessee or Alabama fans. I guess because it's cold. I don't know. This is a top 12, matchup. Like, you would think that there'd be a lot of folks there. They showed a picture of the stands. There's hardly anybody, comparatively speaking.
Is it their spring break?
Oh, maybe so. Bobby said there were a lot of Tennessee fans there, but there were a lot of Kentucky fans cheering against us. That's funny. That's pretty good. Well, I'm glad you were there, Bobby. I'm glad you got to be there. Rhonda said, "Good evening, guys. Great to get a win tonight." Absolutely. We're glad you're with us, Rhonda. Kevin, does Drink have to take a loss if Missouri loses basketball too? That's pretty good. Let's see. Sam said Wofford is a well-coached team, played very hard, no doubt, for sure. No, they just didn't have the athletes to stick with Tennessee. Bottom line. Sandris, I'm so glad you mentioned this. She said, "Did y'all see Kelly Harper get the Missouri job?" Yep, Rustin caught some flack from some folks on the Twitter a couple weeks ago when he said, actually March the 5th. I went back and looked. March 5th, Rustin said she get the job. People were like, nobody's going to hire her in the SEC. All these people started saying like, yeah, she ain't going to get hired. 2 weeks later, she gets hired in the SEC.
Including a Missouri fan who told me who was going to get the job. And I just said, okay, we'll see.
I mean, you even mentioned Missouri as one of the potential places where she'd get hired. That was pretty good. I'm happy for her. Kevin said the same thing. I really do hope she does well there. Kevin said Wofford did seem well coached. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I wish nothing but the best to Kelly. I hope she's very successful at Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball team currently down 6-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Liam Doyle still pitching at 109 pitches. Surely this is going to be his last inning. Does have 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th right now. Nobody on base with a 2-1 count.
I can't believe
hitter.
Missouri. Missouri's down by 15 with 12 minutes left.
All right, so Tennessee just got Torres, the cleanup hitter for Alabama, to fly out. So they go top of the 7th, still down 6-3. Got to get some runs on the board here. Sanders said, "I'm interested to see who she will recruit there." Mississippi Vols said, "Before we go to station break, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and share button." That's what I'm talking about. Hey, is Arkansas Kansas final yet?
No, they keep calling timeouts. It's Arkansas by 4 with 10 seconds left.
Okay. Jonathan said, "I'm glad she got that job. Hope Kelly Harper does good there as long as she doesn't beat us." Amen, brother. Amen. Wish her nothing but the best, except when she plays the Vols. Rhonda said, "My bracket's already busted." The funniest thing earlier, it was like in the midday. So you had 8 games between noon and like 6. After those 8 games were done, there were over 13,000 brackets that didn't have a single game right yet. That cracked me up. That was really funny.
To Sanders' comment about I'm interested to see who she'll recruit at Missouri. You know, Kelly was at Missouri State, so she's got lots of recruiting ties in those areas. So it should be a pretty simple thing for her to jump right back into her old stomping grounds and just pick up recruiting where she left off.
All right. So we've talked about men's basketball. We've talked about women's basketball. Rhonda said Texas ruined her bracket. Oh, yeah, I bet. Yeah, they got a bunch of folks. Let's talk about some baseball real quick before we get off of here and go watch the rest of the game. But Liam Doyle looks like he's done for the night. Yep. 110 pitches on the evening.
Arkansas won by 7.
That's good for my bracket, at least. But how's your bracket doing so far?
Other than Clemson, I'm doing fine. Well, Gonzaga beating Georgia didn't help, but I had Georgia losing next round. So
that was shocking how bad Georgia played.
Georgia and Missouri both are throwing up a goose egg. They both have struggled to shoot the ball.
Georgia had two points in like the first 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, that was terrible. Just terrible.
Yep.
Oreo Puppy Dog said, "Can't believe Clemson lost." Yeah, you scored 13 points and a half. That's not a good recipe for success. So Tennessee is now at the play. Let's talk a little baseball here. 25 in the bullpen. Is that? I don't think that's Tanner Franklin. I think he's.
25
It was Austin Breedlove.
Yeah, they probably sat Breedlove down because they ended up not using him.
So 20, Dalton Bargo.
25 would be Brandon Arvidsson.
Okay. So Dalton Bargo at the plate, 2-2 count on him, top of the seventh. He's the first hitter in this inning. Let's see. Kevin said, can Kelly pull talent from southern states, or you see her needing to get more from Midwest? Yeah.
Agreed. Players from the southern states don't go to Missouri. They pull Midwest players, and
I'm sure she'll hit the transfer portal pretty hard.
If you're good enough to play in the SEC, you don't choose and you're from one of the southern states that are warmer, you don't choose Missouri.
Dalton Bargo, ground ball to second baseman, and good play by the second baseman. Not a good play by the first baseman.
Yeah,
first baseman boots a little short hop to him, and Dalton's safe at first.
In his defense, the ball did take him to the ground, and he was probably wondering where Dalton was because Dalton could have easily have run up his back right there.
Yeah, Dalton actually hurdled the first baseman.
He had to leapfrog him to avoid running up his back. Dalton's a big guy. That first baseman probably knew he's got to be getting close back there.
Jonathan said, I hope Missouri comes back. My bracket needs them to win if I want a free t-shirt. And we appreciate it. We had a bunch of folks enter the bracket challenge this year. It was really exciting to see. More than double last year. So that's exciting. So hopefully it'll be a good tournament for everybody. Cannon Peebles currently at the plate. Would be nice to get a base hit here, and then have the top of the order come up, maybe drive in a couple runs, chip away at this lead a little bit. That'd be nice. For those who don't know, the base Vols are currently playing a 3-game series at Alabama. It was not a Friday, Saturday, Sunday series. Game 1 was tonight, and so it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series. Tennessee is currently down 6-3 in the top of the 7th, although they shouldn't be. They've given runs with just defensive mistakes and errors, and so unfortunately down 6-3 right now, and you just can't give free runs and free bases against a good baseball team. Well, anything you want to say before we sign off here and go watch the rest of this game?
I would just encourage people not to read too much into March series. And I would remind everybody we lost 2 out of 3 in Tuscaloosa last year and then went on to win the national championship. Not having Gavin Keelan this weekend is going to hurt. He's a bit of a spark plug and provides instant offense. And he makes the hitters around him better. So my hope for this weekend is we'll get at least 1 win. If we get 2, that's an amazing weekend. But if you can escape with 1, that's fine.
Yep. Have they announced, is he out for the whole weekend?
They interviewed Tony during the 3rd inning, and he said that he's available for a pinch hit possibly tomorrow or Sunday, but he's not even on the lineup card today. Said he tweaked his hamstring and he's day to day.
Yep. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes the rest of this weekend.
Hamstrings are finicky things, and if I were them, I'd let him take the weekend off. A weekend series in March doesn't matter come June.
John said, good night, Vol Bros. Great show as always. Can't wait for Sunday to talk about all sorts of Vols wins this weekend. Absolutely. So, Sunday night we will be live 9:00 as always. by then we'll have a second round game from the basketballs. Plus, we'll have at least a first round game from the Lady Vols and maybe a second round game too, because if they win tomorrow night, they'll play again on Sunday. Obviously, we won't know what time they're going to play it on Sunday. But, I mean, we don't go live till 9 o'clock. So statistically speaking, they're probably going to play before we go live. If not, they'll be finishing up as we're live. But hopefully you'll join us Friday night. I hope everybody tunes in to ESPNU. Dean Curley's currently at the plate, 1 out, top of the 7th, with a runner on first. So we hope Dean can break out of his slump as well.
Did you just say Friday night?
I don't know, did I?
Yeah, I think so.
I meant to say Sunday night if I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you said Friday night.
On cue, Dean Curley just had a base hit up the middle. So we got runners on first and second now. That was big time. Dean needed to get hot again. He needed a hit. So he must have heard me.
We need Levi Clark when he gets his next chance to get up there hacking. Stop thinking and just swing the bat.
Kevin said, glad to be back with y'all. Hey, we're glad you're here too, Kevin. He said, happy for the win tonight. Absolutely. Sanders said, if the Lady Vols beat South Florida, do y'all think they can beat Ohio State? Yes. And I say that because they've beaten Iowa. They've beaten Connecticut. They've played really good teams this year. When they put it all together, like Rustin said earlier, and they play 40 minutes of the way they're supposed to play, then yes, they can beat anybody. They just have to put it all together.
Yeah, Kevin and Jonathan both confirmed I'm not crazy. You said Friday.
Mississippi Vols said, hope you enjoy your respective weekends. See you Sunday. Absolutely. You too. Jonathan said, Vol Bros special show on Friday night. That's pretty good. Yeah, so my bad. I meant to say Sunday. I said Friday. I meant to say Sunday. Alabama is currently changing pitchers. So we have a new arm on the mound with Jay Abernathy coming up to hit with runners on first and second and 1 out, top of the 7th. So definitely need at least 1 or 2 of these guys to score this inning to chip away at that lead. Rhonda said, is everyone healthy for the Lady Vols? Yes. Thankfully, yes. Great question. Sam said, put the Grimm into pitch hit.
Honestly, I agree with that. I would like to see Andrew Grimmer right here. Let him go in at third base, move Dalton Bargo to left. I don't really like this matchup with Jay Abernathy facing this lefty coming in. I'd much rather see Andrew Grimmer.
Sanders said, except Destiny Wells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really count. I only count the players that are in the rotation. She would not have played.
Well, we hope everybody has a great evening. We're going to go watch the end of this baseball game. Hopefully Tennessee can make something happen here. In the top of the 7th, they got 2 runners on, 1 out, new pitcher coming in the game. So hopefully they can make something happen. To the 246 people watching across all 3 platforms, we appreciate you. We hope you have a fantastic Friday and Saturday ahead of you. And on Sunday night, we hope you join us right back here on the Vol Bros. Sanders said, y'all have a good night. We appreciate you, Sanders. We hope you do too. Have a great evening, everybody. Go Vols, baby. And we will see you all very, very soon.